You're listening to 16-Bit Sundays by Ctrl Alt Delete.
Hi guys,
Well,
welcome to 16-Bit Sundays.
here we are.
It's me, JD.
It's me, Booga.
It's Rotan and
It is.
And today we're going to be taking a look back to Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo.
Oh, classic.
One of the best.
Let me just say, I'm privileged. Obviously, this is my first time doing this with you guys. Such an awesome game.
This is the first time we've actually done a fucking podcast. Well, it's actually not. We did do one before, but it fucked up. But
As with most things involving technology.
Yeah, it's never the easiest, but we're here, it's good. We finally got it going.
Finally.
And
I mean, such a good game. Obviously, I haven't seen it in a while, but it's
I never even played it.
really.
it was either this or Castlevania. I remember being the only two games that had that sort of aspect of...
Hence the term. What was it again?
yeah,
Metrovania.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Metrovania, that's it. The two games themselves.
Just brilliant. But like, I know Super Metroid, I always found, even now, you could easily port it onto modern like phones and tablets and stuff and play it, and it would still be awesome to play.
Yeah,
stand up
the
against
gameplay
modern
value
games.
Is you get quite a lot out of it.
Oh,
I know that to complete it, one flat run through, at least 3 hours, 3-4 hours, and for an old game like that, it's really good.
That's dedicated playing. But
It seemed like I did have a sneak peek of you playing it a while ago, when you were actually recording it or whatever. And yeah, it did seem like pretty sporting-like. To like have an action game with all the RPG elements that long ago was probably like one of the first to do that, I imagine.
Yeah, I think so.
well, successfully anyway. I mean,
I don't think many other platformers or games like this had, like even Castlevania was still not as good, I don't think.
well, it wasn't as tight as this game. I mean, this just had everything, and it's just so well packaged. The way the whole thing just plays. It's done really well. And
Actually, don't
Go on,
interject. Something just came onto my mind. Came onto my mind? That doesn't sound right. But anyway.
phrasing.
Yeah, don't you hate it when they phrase it like that? Like, whatever, an action game with RPG elements or whatever. They say like a racing game with RPG elements. But that's bollocks, because there's no role-playing in it, per se. It's not role-playing, it's just like a leveling up elements.
Detailed character progression, effectively, and that's...
That's known to be in RPG games, but it doesn't necessarily mean that a game has RPG elements just because it's got that.
No, you can get RPG games that don't have too many of those elements.
Oh yeah, you can get really basic RPG games, but you know
it's a very wide encompassing
it's a role-playing
term.
game. That's the focus, countless of what's going on. But this game's just one of a kind. I remember when you.
Oh man,
this?
I found it on a market store where a guy who just sold old cartridge games.
And
it was
and
just
he did trade-outs as well. You could go and swap games with him.
Yeah, it was awesome. So there's not many other things like that around anymore, which is a real shame, I think.
Back then that was.
But we just saw it there, and it's just the giant red box, and it just it just looked special. Obviously, giant red box, the special edition.
Do you know what my best time ever at like a car boot sale was? Like going off what you were going on about then?
Oh yeah, go on.
Because that's what you're going on about, weren't you? Basically, finding it at like some trade shop.
Yeah.
It's finding golden nuggets, man.
Yeah. When I was like, I don't know, I was like 8 or something, or maybe 9, maybe 10. I don't know. I can't remember anymore. But there was a car boot sale, and like I'd had to sell all my video games at some point. I can't remember why. And then at this at this car boot sale, they had like just a random copy of Bonanza Brothers. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
It's the best game. I'll probably record one of those for one of these.
I vaguely remember it.
Oh, it was the best.
Yeah.
But it was impossible to get hold of because it was really underrated.
Yeah,
it didn't do very well, but
yeah.
I loved it, and they had it, and like my mum got really angry at me because when I saw it, I was like, they've got Bonanza Brothers, and she was like, oh god damn it, now they know that you want it, they're gonna like try and get more money out of me. God damn it, Chris. Yeah, but there you go. But yeah, Bonanza Brothers, well, game. You don't know what we're talking about with Bonanza Brothers, do you?
I can't actually remember if I've played it. I obviously know the name and vaguely.
You would know it when you would see it again.
Yeah.
It was big enough to be like one of a kind.
But it's like this effectively. I can't really
Graphics
remember
of
this
that,
being that massive at the time, and it's
No,
something
this
that's become
was quite underrated.
Yeah,
because
massively.
The graphics that they use, even for this section here, like the way you just saw the Ridley fly towards the screen. But now, as you're making the escape from the ship, it starts tilting and swirling and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was
just
really
the depth of what they went to, and just the control over the different weapons that you've got and stuff like that, like the grappling hook and the super missiles, super bombs.
This was back in the day though that the consoles.
A lot of games
were,
just tried to find a way to make you play the game longer, so they would just put things in your way for you to get around, where this game would use a far deeper level where it would find weapons and stuff like that. So
to help the progression of the game, and it was a slow thing, and every power up you got, it didn't feel just like I got a new power up, whatever.
And the door wasn't right in front of you. It was you
had to go find it.
You had to go. Yeah, it wasn't just.
It was the
level
adventure.
by level.
It was the adventure element.
Huge...
It was like it was one of the first non-linear platform games I've ever played.
Definitely.
I mean, I don't know. I'd say that the original like 2D scrolling Duke Nukem was pretty good for that as well. I mean, that was pretty fast.
Yeah.
Oh
you
yeah.
You could shoot at the floor and fly up and eat chicken. It was amazing.
Yeah.
That was my best game ever when I was a kid.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Well, I was going to say a minute ago though about you saying this was being underrated. This was back in the day when, I mean, it still pretty much is the case, but we've got a lot more teenagers into it now. But this was when.
Yeah.
The console market was big, heavily advertised towards kids. It was all like the Chuck Rocks and the Sonics and the Marios. All the older people were still on the PCs.
Yeah, because it was up against heavy hitters like Super Mario Brothers, which was probably one of the greatest Super Nintendo games.
So this,
massively,
you couldn't give this to an 8-year-old. This is like a 14, 16-year-old.
This is definitely a teenager's game.
This was back in the day, I think, when it wasn't. Yeah, you didn't have the super kiddie games. For me, playing this through, when I did this, I had the prior knowledge and experience to do this, so it's quite quick. But when I first played it, I remember...
it took us ages.
Yeah.
A long time.
I had the manual as well, so I could add reference to check things out, but... Yeah, it was
the days before the internet.
Difficult, and just the methods for killing some of the bosses were unbelievable. Like it wasn't just shoot missiles at something. Some bosses you would have to get grabbed by them and then use your grappling hook to shoot at a point on the wall that electricity's coming from.
Oh yeah,
so
that fight was
passes
amazing.
through you into the boss. It's like things like that, concepts that are.
Well, yeah, and fights where you have to traverse bits of debris in the room that you're in to actually get a vantage point to fire at certain points of their body.
Traverse,
traverse. Traverse is a good word. But it's it was really clever. It wasn't just it's just not linear.
And the secret
thing.
Easter egg of the fact that you play this game, and you would have never known that Samus was a woman, unless you left it on the loading screen at the start, and then it played the little mini videos that it does, like the little tutorial videos.
Did you just say Samus?
Yeah.
Is that what you say as well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Samus.
Yeah.
Samus Aran.
I've always known her as Samus.
Samus.
Everyone I know
guess
calls her
it's
Samus.
S-E?
No, it's
S-A-M-U-S.
In fact, actually, I think that's why it tweaked in my head then to ask you, because it says Samus in Super Smash Bros. So it must be Samus. But yeah, there you go.
Samus.
People always pronounce these things different, don't they?
Yeah, it depends where you come from, I guess.
It's like the north-south divide, really. Things are pronounced differently.
Oh yeah, you proper north, yeah.
Me, no. I'm not going to even make an impression of that because I'll just embarrass myself.
You just leave words at, don't you? Like get back here, you know. And that's.
I bet the greatest one is tin tin tin, which means it isn't in the tin. Tin 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 tin. I got Jimmy Carson cracking up. It's like that.
Tin tin tin.
Unbelievable. And see, like what I liked is when I went down in this to go and get the thing.
Oh, those crinkle cut chips.
The camera caught sight of you, and then that tells the game to release the monsters.
Yeah, it actually starts the game up.
Yeah. So things like that just make this unbelievable. Yeah,
and the fact that the room you were just in was in the intro, the room where you defeat the first
defeat the
Metroid. Yeah.
So
It's like revisiting old places. It's good.
It's a continuity with it. That's what I really like, because there are a lot of games at that time, even like Castlevania and that, they were knocking out sequels and they just didn't keep the continuity, or they just decided to go for a new physics engine or a new platform or something.
Oh, Super Mario to Super Mario
Like there,
2.
yeah, Super
it was
Mario
terrible.
Bros. 2 was a horrible game. They just decided to go with like a Kirby engine, which works for Kirby.
There was some funny trivia behind that. I can't remember what it was now, but it was.
Yeah,
It wasn't even a Mario game to begin with. It was being made by somebody else as. I think it was even maybe a Legend of Zelda game or
stuff
something.
out of the floor, didn't you?
Yeah,
like
that's
you
right.
yeah, and that is a total like similar to Legend of Zelda or the types of games like that.
It was a different franchise to begin with, and then it was like it failed or whatever. So like, oh, fucking just stick Mario's face on it, it'll be fine.
It's probably the
I
one Mario that's the biggest failure, I think. Like, doesn't.
I think there are a few Mario failures.
Other than
gotta
the
be
Mario
honest.
they brought out
There's
for the Virtual
shitloads of
Boy.
them. Mario Paint is pretty shit.
Yeah, but that
Mario Paint.
That's
What?
got
Hang on.
focus.
Hang on.
That's-
What? Hang on. No. Mario Paint's amazing.
That's got a theme.
Really?
Yeah, it's not a video
It's
game.
like Dr. Mario,
Mario
isn't it?
Paint
It's
is
like-
it's a composition software. That's like it's basically like it was for just like making music. You can't really class it as a game, like per se. Like
Yeah,
it
that's it.
had no challenges. It was just make music out of like you had different icons to represent different instruments, like
Yeah.
flowers and stars, whatever. But then you just
It's
made
sort of
music.
like
It
a
was
really
cool.
basic virtual, Music 2000 or something like that.
Well, that was just like a dance DJ. That was just drag and drop loops, wasn't it? You didn't even make
that's what
the
I mean,
music.
Like, yeah, you sort of just pick out stuff.
I don't know, like they've done fucking everything. Like, she's got Dr. Mario, Mario Tennis, Mario Football.
Well, yeah, that's it. They've all
Mario
got
Golf.
themes, but the Super Mario Bros. 2 was trying to be a legit game, but just failed. They learned from that, and
Oh well, Mario 3. Wow, that was good.
Yeah, Mario 3
yeah,
is awesome.
Yeah, Mario 3 was banging.
Yeah, especially with the potential like messed up backstory with it all being a stage show.
Yeah, well, it is. Yeah, it starts off with the curtains and things.
Yeah.
they open up. Oh, here we go, big boss fight.
You know, being attacked by one of the things that raised you.
Yeah.
What?
Well, Samus was raised by these.
I keep thinking you're saying Seamus.
Seamus.
Like,
Seamus.
Well, Samus.
What's the crack?
Samus.
What's the cracks, Seamus? Got a 4-leaf clover.
Was that your Irish impersonation?
No, I kind of went to North again for some reason. But
Tin.
I know. Hang on, right? Who do I know that's Irish? Dylan Moran. Talk like Dylan Moran. That's difficult.
Careful now.
Careful. Careful what?
Oh.
You don't
I'm
want.
going to be racist because
No,
I tried to
it's
do an
just-
Irish
it's just
accent.
embarrassing yourself by doing an ultimately piss poor interpretation of someone
I'm
else's dialect.
I'm chatting about some old video games on a Sunday to the entire of the world. The possibility of me not embarrassing myself is probably 0. So, like, push the boat out, have a bit of fun with it.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, put it in those terms.
You gonna give me an Irish accent?
No,
Jay.
I can't do accents, man.
Um,
I'm terrible at them.
Yeah, I always have a problem thinking of what to say when I'm trying to do an accent.
What's
Think of the most stereotypical thing usually.
yeah, I'm trying to, but I can't. What was it like? They're like
That's how a lot of people do it.
top of the morning to you. That was alright.
Yeah, you got to think of something to say.
Yeah, it was alright. There you go. Top of the morning to you one's like that's a given. That's what's yeah, because you can't even say that in a normal accent, even though I kind of just did there. But you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Sort
I
of.
guess. Yeah, yeah. It depends how much practice you put into them. I don't put any practice into accents.
Crap at accents.
And whenever people say, "Oh, do an accent," it's like, oh god, I'm gonna do it.
Most
one.
things are.
Well, you
generally-
might
That
as well
was
just reply
rubbish.
with, "Well, do the splits then. Go on now. No warm up.
Yeah.
Let's get on it."
That's kind of different.
It's not really
Yeah,
because
the
you need
splits-
to you need to
never
kind of
know,
like
though. You could be good at an accent. You could just
what off
come
the
out
top
with-
of your head without any kind of like
Yeah.
forethought.
Yeah,
or
did you just
practice
hear my
into it.
Irish then, man?
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
It's perfect.
What are you going on about? Don't knock it.
No problems with that at all.
But yeah, I don't know. Most of my accents generally just come out sort of Indian, but I actually think I did alright on those two then.
I just remember that all the times previously where somebody's asked me to do an accent, it's come out horrifically, and I'd just,
But yeah,
learned.
that's usually the thing. And then,
Well, yeah, when you put on the spot, innit?
Yeah.
You can't be afraid to look a dick.
Oh no, not at all. But I'll just make myself look like a dick in
No,
a
it's-
variety of different ways.
It's the
other
pressure
than
of the spot, innit? It's when you put on that spot and the pressure.
Oh,
mounts
the
up.
spot.
Yeah, the spot, and it's a lot of pressure.
That spot's a bitch.
It's like when you're known for doing something, and then you're in a group of people, and then someone's like, "Oh, do your thing, go on, you're really good at that."
Oh, right.
It's like,
Party
oh,
trick.
great, because I'm gonna be really shit at it now. It's too much pressure for me to amount to.
What is the backstory here anyway? What are those green things? What are you
Basically,
doing?
you are chasing a bounty hunter, that dragon you saw at the start,
Alright.
Ridley. and
Well, that's a
he's-
bounty hunter.
Yeah.
well, no, you are a bounty hunter.
Yeah, but
Samus is a bounty hunter.
I thought that Ridley was as well.
No,
What, so-
Ridley.
Are you yourself, or are you role playing as Samus? You said you're a bounty hunter. Samus is a bounty
Yeah,
hunter.
well,
Samus is a bounty hunter, yeah.
Right, and then she, on the first game, destroyed the boss, got the Metroid, which is that little green floating thing with spikes you saw at the start,
Oh, yeah.
if you were paying attention.
I love
Took
that.
it to the scientists, end of game, blah blah. But then, as you saw, the Dragon Ridley broke into the
Science facility.
the research laboratory, and then stole it back and brought it to this planet where Seamus decided to chase and follow, and here we are. And basically, yeah, it's all kicked off now. So you're trying to find where the Metroid is on this planet.
All right. Like, where's the rest of the humans?
Oh, there are
No,
no
this is
humans.
beyond Earth. There's no.
She was in this galaxy. She was an orphan, I think, or is it an orphan? Something like that. She
Samus
was-
is human, though, right?
Yeah, she's human,
she's
but she
human.
was like.
Think of Earth like in terms of how it is in the Alien films, when it's just sort of like no one's there anymore. They've moved on, and you've got places in space like laboratories and stations and other planets.
Okay.
You know, like any other sci-fi thing where
It's a very cosmopolitan galaxy.
people have moved on from the Earth.
Are they all drinking like
Martinis
That's
and
why you've
space
got
balconies.
bounty hunters in
martini
space.
glasses and cocktail sticks and umbrellas and everything? Yeah.
Yeah, but kind of like not just normal umbrellas anymore because they're like space umbrellas, so they're kind of like holographic.
Everybody's wearing like incredibly like impractical clothes and.
Yeah, like really tight onesies.
Oh wow.
Oh, I heard a good bit of, funny news. They're apparently excavating the site where they decided to bury all the ET games that they made for the Atari.
Yeah, I saw that on.
And they're making a documentary about it as well,
Really?
interviewing a few people. Yeah, well, it's because
What?
apparently it's a bit of an urban legend. They're not entirely 100% sure if it's true or not. So that's why it's they're
So if they
gonna
go, they go and film it and then it's not true and then they'll just be good.
yeah, that's it. But
It's quite plausible the game is that fucking
yeah,
shit.
You look at the game and it is ridiculous.
It's unplayable. It's
Yeah, it is unplayable. It's just like 2 or 3 colours, and it doesn't make sense.
It
Why-
doesn't make any sense.
Why did it go to manufacture though?
Well, it was
because
deadline, money, or
film
kind
to
of interest.
The film to game port in it.
And it just looked like a bunch of people who were just having a stab at programming rather than actually knowing what they were doing.
Yeah, it was in early days. I mean, let's be
Yeah.
honest. And so they decided, let's just chuck it in a landfill site in New Mexico or something like that.
This was a Nintendo own game, wasn't it? Metroid.
Super Metroid, yeah.
Yeah. There's on nothing else.
No, I didn't mean platform. I meant it was developed by Nintendo, right?
Oh
Yeah.
right, yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
it was specifically for Nintendo, like it didn't appear on.
Yeah. Yeah, because the franchise is a Nintendo commodity, so they probably came up with it, I imagine.
Yeah, probably. It's got the genuine feel about it, the music and everything.
I mean, recently going back and playing a lot of
Can't beat those
old
Asians
SNES
with
games.
soundtracks.
I don't know, this game like Final Fantasy, prime example.
Nobu Uematsu,
Legend.
what a guy.
But playing a lot of like old SNES games recently and stuff, you kind of realise that even though you think back with a lot of nostalgia and fondness for old games, that there is actually a lot of unplayable shit out at the time. And it was like
Boss fight.
I mean, just, you know, some of the games we're playing on recently are just...
Is that like a drinking
really,
game? There's a boss fight.
Yeah. check how easy it is to figure out where you can sort of not get hit for this guy. Like, safe.
It just looks like a conker.
It is. That's what
Yeah.
it's supposed to be.
Alright.
It's just a giant conker. It's not. That's what was good about this game as well. There was 4 main bosses that were in each section, but there's loads of mini bosses. So like that one you saw, that eagle-looking bird thing that attacked me before, and this, and a few other bosses. Yeah, you just get them looted around different places and stages. So,
Do you think conkers have feelings?
that's deep.
That is... I haven't really thought about
So-
that before. You've stopped me in my tracks there.
Yeah, no, I'm not asking it out of the blue. I remember I just got this vague memory of when I was a child, and we were trying to get conkers down from the tree, my best mate at the time. And some girl came up to us and was like, "Leave the tree alone, leave the conkers alone, blah 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 blah." Okay. And we were like, "What? What are you going on about? It's fucking conker." And like, you know, we weren't even getting down the tree or anything. But maybe she just played this game and she felt like some kind of like affiliation to this boss and was like, leave the conkers alone, man.
Or it's just some kind of really crazy hippie.
Yeah, but she was like the same age as us. She was like 7 or something, 8 maybe.
That doesn't mean it can't be a crazy hippie.
Well, potentially, I guess.
I mean, like, the trees, yeah. But like when the conker, after the fact, when, you know, it's fallen to the ground.
We were throwing sticks up to the tree though to try and get some of them out.
Well, that's what most people do to harvest things from trees. So, you know,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine. As long as you're not actually kind of like butchering the tree in any way.
Am I going to go to hell?
Hippie hell.
Maybe.
Well, you don't know better. You're a kid. You just want some conkers.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's
That's,
a
you
good
know,
old vinegar.
when you're a kid, you don't really kind of pause to think or philosophize about
Didn't you used
the
to hate
actions. It's just like, you want that thing, just get that thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Short-sighted. Didn't you used to hate it though in the kids in primary school that when you go to play conkers, you'd always have the asshole kids that wouldn't play conkers and just go for your knuckles?
No, to be honest, I never played conkers in school.
Oh, really?
No, I never did that. It's a very, what do you call it?
Were you too big for that in school? You're like, no, I'm
traditional-
above this.
No, it's a very traditional thing, but it's something that never happened because I think generally I didn't live in an area that had many conker trees or, you know.
I remember
Well,
doing
maybe
them in my
managed
school.
to-
Maybe it's the age difference because like I'm like 2 years older than you or whatever.
Well, no,
So maybe all the kids already had the Games Boys.
I
and they were bored
remember
of conkers by then.
being out
With
of
sticks.
school and going to like places, you know, for like the weekend or whatever, and then going to parks and picking up conkers, you know, with my mum, dad, and that, and Arthur. But
Well,
yeah, it's just never. No other kids in school got hold of conkers. There were no conker trees around the school area.
Yeah, it's because they all had their iPads. That's why.
Back when I was a kid, yeah, I guess. Even though mobile phones weren't even the
A thing,
popular
really.
concept. Yeah.
well, the home internet just became a thing. I remember, kind of like.
Oh, wait, when did the 3210 come out? I think that was.
Oh, I was in secondary school at that point. Yeah, the Nokia 3210, 3310.
I think. Really? Because I think
Yeah.
I must have been in like year
I was at
8
least
or
year
so,
7.
year 9, year 8 on
Well,
that.
yeah, you're probably year 9. I was year 7. Then that makes sense. Because I know it wasn't primary school. I was like,
Everybody got completely addicted to Snake and lost their
yeah,
lives.
Snake.
That was pretty much it, wasn't it? That's the only game it had.
No, there was another game.
There was like a version of Pong on a couple
Oh
of
no,
them.
Memory. That was it. Yeah, like
Oh,
showing
yeah.
you 4 things and then you get to.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
like
remember
that. That was quite good. It's like
Archaic
the
brain
Mario
training.
thing that you get in Super Mario 3, where you go to one of the mushroom guys along the road,
Yeah.
and then he pulls up like a pack of cards and you have to flip them over, and then pairs basically.
When
I
we're all
remember
gone and we're all done, or we've moved on from the Earth and aliens come by, the only bit of like surviving tech that will be left will be a 3210, or like probably all of them. Yeah, those things were so.
And a big hole
heavy-duty.
full of old ET games.
Yeah, 3210 in ET games, those guys would be like good with the phones, not so good with the games, eh?
Yeah.
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 Oh, another thing I heard about as well. Apparently, Xbox are thinking about backwards compatibility with their older consoles.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
ports to
that's-
Xbox One.
That's probably just they're probably just saying it to try and get people to buy. They've actually like
Oh yeah, well that's it. It's marketing schemes and that, but well we'll see. It makes sense to do for a economic thing as well, just so people don't have old games sat on the shelves doing nothing.
Yeah, well, PlayStation said that they're going to do it. I think via the shop or something. I don't know. PlayStation has said they're going to do it, or they are doing it. It's already been done. So
Clearly,
Xbox is
it's-
just trying to keep up.
Yeah, it is
They've
whole
actually-
keeping
Yeah,
up
well,
with
that's
thing
it.
with Xbox at the moment because PlayStation is trouncing them for kind of
Trouncing.
trouncing.
Well,
yeah.
it's the
Yeah,
same
it's a
with
word.
the new
Yeah, no, Trounce is good with.
with the
Someone did it in a while.
Well, here it is.
head-mounted display technology that we're getting now. Like everyone's jumping on that bandwagon after the Oculus Rift.
Oh yeah,
Sort of
goddamn.
nailed it. It's like PlayStation have got one. I think Xbox are getting one. Like loads of other.
We won't even
side
need
companies.
TVs in a few years to play consoles.
Oh no! Yeah, it'll all be.
I tell you what, it makes me feel good for Nintendo. Because the Wii U sold really badly, but then like Xbox is selling really badly. And I imagine the PS4 isn't selling that amazing. I think people are just sort of sick of the
Yeah,
entire
well, it's
charade,
about
but-
time because unfortunately they focus so little on games and focus so much on social networking. And like Nintendo didn't do like so much of that, but they just I don't know, they lost the plot. They did well with the Wii, and then I think they were just looking for the next biggest thing and trying to move beyond wireless and technology and things like that.
well,
But to trying to create this pad thing that you can have as separate from the console.
Yeah, just like
Yeah, it's-
doubles the price of the fucking
yeah,
console.
It's
trying to make something fresh, but like they
Missing the point really.
again they did the same with the Virtual Boy. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, I remember that.
The-
Was
the
that
headset
the head's on a
that was
tripod?
Then it was like 3D, but it was all
Monochrome.
black and red.
Yeah,
like,
it was
just horrible.
Looked like it was gonna fuck
Like,
with
you
your
had
eyes, basically.
Mario Tennis and that, but
Well, yeah, it sold something like 300,000 units, but there was only like over 10 games made for it.
and people were just getting neck problems and.
I remember entering a competition in Games Master magazine to try and win one.
See now, Games Master, I love that show,
Ah.
and I wish it
Yeah,
would come back.
don't ever go back and watch them though.
I know.
No,
They're
love
fucking
them.
terrible.
I love them.
Me and Jay, we went at a fucking what do you
Dominic
call it?
Diamond, he's
Yeah.
a legend, man. What a womanizer, bloody hell! Like, you didn't notice that as a kid.
No,
Looking
definitely not.
back when he had like, what was the name, Samantha Fox.
Yeah, some athlete model.
Yeah.
Cross.
Back page 3 girl. Like, oh, it's ridiculous what he was saying to her and stuff he was just getting away with. But
Yeah, there was I did remember seeing Simon Amstel
yes,
Yeah,
that's
on one of
kid.
them as well.
SX All Stars.
Oh, this cocky little kid.
Who's it? Yeah, well, yeah. What was it? Yeah, how you feeling, Simon?
I'm alright. Hell of a voice.
You worried? No, why should I be worried? Why do I have something like why should I have to be worried about these clowns? I got nothing to worry about. I barely gonna have to think or something, and then he gets fucking owned.
Yeah, totally. Just like
Lost completely, and then he came back with something else as well. So I think the pad wasn't working, wasn't reacting.
Yeah, it's a bit stupid.
Yeah, excuses.
weak.
Funny though, goes to show though that there's the circles and the people that know each other, because Simon Amstel,
Oh,
host of Never Mind the Buzzcocks, he was already pushed into the arena as a
It's
child.
exact same as that Jack Whitehall. Like the amount of connections he's got.
Oh,
is
God, yeah.
unbelievable.
Who the
when
hell's
you
that?
realise. He's that young. He's a comedian, but he pulls off the sort of
Metrosexual. kind of,
eating
you know.
toffery. Like I'm very upper class, but I'm down with the homies sort of attitude. But you know, it's just, it's the amount of connections he's got, and like, you know.
Well, yeah, he's family friends with Nick Hewer.
Again, no, I don't know.
He's
No idea.
he's the silver-haired dude who is on The Apprentice. And then he hosts Countdown.
Don't
and-
watch any of this.
Well, okay then. It's all lost on you.
Yeah, over my head.
I don't watch it either. I just happen to know about.
Oh
these
no, you
people.
watch it religiously, don't you?
Well, The Apprentice.
Video.
Yeah. All your soaps, all your TV. I don't know what else happened to your video.
I don't know.
It's still playing.
Yeah, it must have not bloody.
Oh, is it not rendered properly?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because of like the boss intro, maybe. Because like.
Yeah, I think this because there's too much
sometimes.
frame rate issue. I think when you get a lot of strobing going on.
Yeah.
Because when you get hit, you disappear because you're flashing so much. So yeah, when he was coming up out of the ground.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Flash.
juddering. I remember like the
It's
screen.
funny that advanced technology can't deal with that.
Yeah.
It's peculiar anyway because you'd imagine it's just screen capture. It should be capturing whatever's on the screen.
Well, yeah, that's it, a frame rate. And if you've set it to capture a certain amount of frames per second, then it shouldn't be an issue. And video, or at least games in that, well, they won't be more than 60 frames per second.
This guy looks like a fucking creep.
Yeah, he's solid, but I had him in the end.
Look at his fucking mantees and everything.
He was like the first legitimate real boss.
And when the music kicks in as well. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, the music's beautiful for this game. The atmosphere around it and everything. Oh, he's got his first.
That's the other important thing, is definitely you notice after playing other games of the era that the soundtrack on this and just the atmospherics and all the little noises are just so beautifully constructed.
Yeah, that's what I found with all the retro games, things like Sonic, Mario, you know, like Super Metroid. It was a piece of art, the music as well as what you were playing at the time and how they both related. Nowadays it's just generic fucking
Orchestral movements and
yeah.
That's the thing.
There's the few games that still hold it, but majority of them, yeah, just think, oh, I'll just get some band to drudge out some fucking rock. That's it.
Was that his little brother? You just killed that guy.
Yeah, that was his little brother.
Well, yeah, that's the thing with these soundtracks. I mean, you can do a lot of nice stuff with the orchestral stuff, but all these modern games have all got a big orchestral scores. They all sound really samey and crap.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. All just trying to be mega, like
Epic.
Yeah, epic as fuck, but not holding it. I mean, you look at Final Fantasy VIII, the Dole theme. That is fucking really epic. Remember that?
Yeah,
I
Do,
remember.
do, 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 do. And that's not full on or anything, but that's so well written. Yeah, it's like fucking perfect.
it was. It's, the music on Final Fantasy was absolutely
What does it drop into then?
Yeah,
Pardon you?
oh yeah.
Was it? Yeah, that's a tune.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I think that was pretty much like my favourite theme when I was like a teenager.
Oh,
Whenever I
God,
needed to go
yeah.
for a run, I'd be like,
Yeah,
din, din,
yeah.
din, 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 din. He's
Or,
off.
or it was either that or something from 7. Like there was a couple of tunes from 7 that was just like, yeah, man. This is
The standard battle theme was my favourite.
Like, do you remember on Final Fantasy at the title screen, if you leave it, it plays that other video? It plays like another intro.
yeah, I
like
know what
I
you mean. Yeah, and it
originally saw it
shows-
on like a demo disc that came free with a magazine, but
You
it
want
had
about
like a
the-
different piece of orchestral music to it, and that was stunning.
You want about
well.
you want about the montage of the black and white images?
No, it's just like a montage of the FMV sequences from the game.
But yeah,
like,
it's the same one you're on about.
Yeah, but it's all black and white. Yeah, that's
it opens up with like
That's-
like that
that's-
vocal choir bit.
the oath. I think that is the oath.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of Squall's like extended themes or something. Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, both those games, one of the best intro sequences going. Like 7 was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. That piece of music with the video, and 8 again was amazing.
Yeah, eight
7 explained the situation a bit more. 8 was a bit more sort of
Abstract.
way out there. Yeah, you're sort of trying to understand. But the fight between the Squall and Cypher, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it more. Like, it was abstract. It was like there was so much more to imprint yourself onto Squall, which is why I think I liked it so much more.
Yeah,
so much
yeah.
more like open.
I
Whereas like
think 'cause-
the cloud thing You were a lot more locked into the character.
And yeah, that's it. You were focused on trying to get his like fucking understanding of him and his character and who he is. But Squall, yeah, that's it. You could sort of.
He's a bit of a blank canvas.
Well, he was a lot more fucking inward thinking when he didn't express himself, and everyone.
He was basically a teenage boy, and we were all teenage boys when we played that game.
Yeah.
So,
Mike, you guys told me about that theory you read about it being a DMT trip halfway through the game where Squall actually dies,
the
and
end
then
of the
everything
first
else
bit.
was in his imagination. That blew me out. That blew me away.
Yeah,
when I bummed me out a little bit as well.
It blew me away.
yeah, but
It doesn't bum me out. It
makes sense.
accentuates
It does. Yeah, it does
the
make
beauty
sense.
of the game because I think that it does go a bit crazy after disc 1 after he gets that like ice shards through his shoulder.
Everything all of a sudden just goes fucking ridiculous, doesn't it?
All of a sudden,
Yeah, but
the
at the time-
headmaster is married to the sorceress. That
Yeah, and
you've
there's
been
these weird
attacking.
things in the basement, and
Not only that, but you all grew up together in an orphanage, which you just hung around with these.
all of a
people.
sudden the gardens can fly, and
And they try and just relate it off to it's because we use GFs and we can't remember, so it's like that's a bit of a weak thing. And you've got these little lion-looking things, those mumbas.
all of a sudden
yeah.
Renoa forgets about Cypher and has feelings for Squall.
Yeah, you've got.
I didn't notice
in the
any of that
basement.
at the same time.
Nog in the base.
Yeah.
Like of Shumi tribe, and they come up with that concept of those guys. So it's, there's a lot.
So it's like relatively, even though it's like future European, Eurasian, like that's not that's science fiction in itself, but it's still relatively realistic until
that's it.
he dies.
The concepts are you've got a Galbadian army, and you've got a main city and things like that, and
But at the time, I obviously didn't realise that.
I didn't
was
notice
thinking,
anything that
I was thinking,
No,
it's a
actually,
Final
honestly,
Fantasy game. It's just
Yeah.
it's a flight of fancy now.
it all
And
made
it's just
sense
kind of
at
like
the time. It all
hooked you
worked
in,
together.
and then boom,
I took-
craziness happens. But you just think that's part of the course.
Well, yeah,
because
you
I
want
took
to
it all at
focus.
face value,
It's
yeah.
because when you just focus on Squall, Renoa, and Cypher in terms of like their story and how like Cypher's presenting himself as the knight that you've got to chase down and win the heart of Renoa and that sort of thing. And you're so caught up in that, and like you go up into space and then you lose Renoa and you've got to find her and all that, and it's fucking crazy. But
was it what was the Eyes tune?
Eyes tune.
Yeah, it was the fucking schmoozy woozy.
Well, the intro tune.
Well, no, when they're in space and like the thing shatters and they find each other, and it's eyes only for you all.
It's the vocal track in it. Yeah,
shit.
it's the
I can't remember that at
the
all.
one vocal track I'm not keen on.
That's gonna drive me crazy.
Just Google it afterwards, man.
No, I need to know now.
It's like Eyes on You.
Eyes on you.
Yeah,
Eyes on you.
Yeah, it's pretty sure it's Eyes on You.
Yeah, that is it.
Yeah. I'm not keen on that.
No, I can't remember that.
It was.
I remember that bit of the game. I just can't remember the song.
I like that one on like the actual fucking ending theme. Do you remember how fucking cheesy that was?
Yeah, the ending theme was cheesy,
Yeah.
but
Whatever it was. It's
The
like
ending
ridiculously like super fucking cheesy chap guitar and all that.
Like J-rock guitar, basically.
big time.
the ending
time.
was strange anyway if you weren't aware of the whole idea that it was all a dream after the disc one. You know what I mean?
Because it looks like he's in purgatory.
He's got
I
a hole in
suppose.
his face and stuff as well. Right
Yeah.
at the end, you get that shot, and just things like that. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, that was
it
creepy as hell.
Well, that's
the
it.
bit with
It
the
is
hole in
the
his
last
face.
shots of his life all coming together.
Flashing before his eyes.
Yeah,
It's the, end
last
of
moments.
the
And if you
DMT.
notice, those moments that are flashing only appear on disc 1. There's no moments of disc 2 or 3 on that last thing. So that's a more of an indication of it's those moments that before he got killed. So those moments within his memory, aren't they? Everything after that's just made up. Him trying to understand it. But yeah, it's a crazy concept. I think that's really well written.
No, yeah, it's
Whether they don't
just
don't
heavy.
claim that it is what it is, but
no. You can obviously take it how you want,
yeah.
really. But it's crazy concept because obviously I just never thought of it that way before.
Yeah. I found out another funny nugget of information the other day.
Yeah.
The PlayStation have this sort of like playroom that you can So I think you get help from other people playing games, but you get like one-to-one video calls, like a Skype sort of thing, but through your PlayStation, so then they can help you with the game. But it's currently been used for porn and stuff, so that people have been
Classic.
jumping into a video
Like
and
chatbait.
and guys like playing a game, and then a woman will come in, and then they'll start getting it on, and then guys think, yeah, I'll have some of this, and then just start, whacking off to it, whatever. So yeah, there's been a
Porn Skype then, basically.
pretty much, yeah, but through the PlayStation, and of course that's what happens.
This level is so surreal.
Yeah, the
Wasn't it?
background
Like,
was
it
pretty
just
crazy.
spat me out. And nobody had to kind of like find your way around that maze that wasn't really obvious.
Yeah, every time I play through this, given what I know, I always get stuck in this area.
Yes, it's a nightmare.
At this point, you have to, where you get the running shoes, you now have to go right back to the start and then come back again after you've picked up a certain weapon. So it's quite...
Open-ended.
Yeah,
It's
that's
amazing.
it. It is open-ended, and you have to search for this stuff. You're not just going to know straight away. It's not going to guide you. You have to remember
Oh,
what
like
you've seen.
Like the glass tube.
Yeah, the glass tube's one of my favourite moments. I remember when that first happened as a kid, and there's this glass tube at some point in this game, and I fired a rocket at it, and it just broke. It just shattered.
Completely unexpected.
Yeah, and I just thought that's crazy. Just
I remember us laughing our ass off at the time just because of like how much of an innovative idea that was.
Innovative or innovative?
innovative.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, no, it's just been a dick.
Standard.
Oh, cheers.
It's alright.
Touche.
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 Touche or not touche?
Mon frère, mon petit filou.
Mon poisson.
Poisson.
Yeah, your fish.
You fish.
Have some of that.
Zeus ma bite.
Magadoo. Getting proper intercontinental now, aren't we?
Yeah, with our French and Welsh.
Yeah. Oh, we had some Irish as well, I did.
Yeah, that's not really, unless you're speaking Gaelic, you're not really changing your language, are you?
Shut. Rain on my parade here.
Oh well.
I'm well travelled.
Yeah. Got a lot of miles under your feet.
Well, not really, but I'm an educated man.
I realised not too long ago that I actually knew the translation for "suck my cock" in a couple of different languages.
Well,
Just by
gave me
accident.
one then.
Zeus ma bite is French for "suck my cock,"
Yeah.
and Shimi kutasa is Polish for "suck my cock."
I used to know
I did
Korean-
know Portuguese for it, but I can't
I used to know the Korean for like "go fuck a duck," but I can't remember it. Which is kind of gutting.
I think I used to know the Chinese for wanker. I've forgotten that as well.
Oh, do you know what fucking I found out the other day that made me laugh, but I can't actually remember the real name of it now. But yeah, obviously it makes sense. Like when you think about it, it makes sense. You know?
What makes sense?
But well, in Japan they don't call Japan Japan. The Japanese don't know Japan is Japan.
Okay. I'm sure by now that they know that we refer to their country as Japan.
Sure, but it just found me out that they don't call their country Japan. It's like Nippon, isn't it? I suppose what they call it.
Well, yeah, that's it, because that's our translation for that country.
Yeah, it was like, what did the French call like Britain? I thought I knew it a minute ago. I was going to say something, but I can't
Well,
remember.
the English Anglais, so Angleterre.
Something like that then. But yeah, obviously we call it England, so it works both ways. But it just totally spammed me out.
Wales is Pays de Galles.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
The
What?
Pays de Galles.
Sounds like you're doing something kind of frisky there, really.
Well, it's like the Gauls, isn't it? It's something the Gauls.
It's moonlighting as a prostitute in Wales. Pay the gal.
Yeah, Pays de
Pays de
Galles.
Galles. Yeah, yeah.
Pays de Galles.
Um,
Oh, there's a bit of Jamaican for you.
Oh, Peter Gelman. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Jamaica. No, she did it herself.
Classic
Cool
right
Runnings.
Cool. Yeah. Well, yeah.
that was the
It's
best.
good to see actually in real life that the Jamaican bobsleigh team, I think,
there. Still going, yeah.
made it to the Olympics. Or,
Yeah.
are going to the Olympics.
No, they did the Olympics.
Really? No, they only go to the qualifiers, isn't they? Yeah. They've
I
announced that
think-
they're
No,
going to
well,
try.
The last I heard,
haven't
they
the Winter
run-
Olympics already happened in Sochi? Or
Yeah, yeah.
oh, that was a good
yeah.
save there, freezing it underneath the lava.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, I think they did happen.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
he
think
just
that was a
fucking
bit-
just walks into the lava.
Oh, twice. And done all that suaveness in one room.
Yeah, there's a couple of moments of pure suave later to come.
But yeah, haven't the Winter Olympics in Russia already happened?
Yeah, I think they have.
Yeah, because I remember the Jamaican bobsleigh team
The
getting
last
there.
I heard they.
I didn't think they were going this year or whatever.
No, it was already happened. Like, 'cause there was
Even
that
though
big-
I didn't think they were going this year is what I meant.
Oh right, I see what you mean. No, yeah, that was a big thing about it that they got in.
Yeah, I know they were having like a Kickstarter
Hey,
thing to generate
Jamaica,
cash
bobsleigh team.
because they didn't have enough money.
I went into a different song now with it. Ooh, what was it? Jamaica, we have a bobsleigh team. You have the one Dadis and the one Junior, and you, Sanka, the fastest of Jamaican sprinters. Go to Olympia for Jamaica. You didn't watch that film Suspicious Me when you were a kid, did you?
Not
No, I did watch it a lot. But
Yeah,
I didn't
but,
memorize the tune in that. I know the sound of the tune.
The
I
chant
don't know the
was,
words.
I watched that film like a son of a bitch. Sanko, you dead man.
Oh,
Yeah.
he fell down the hole. Back he goes.
I watched it. I've watched it a few times. Obviously, not as much as you. I can't commit the musical sections to memory.
Yeah, what was it? What was the guy? Not John Goodman. John Candy.
John Candy, yeah.
John Candy.
Didn't he like die during? He died during filming that.
Was it during filming that?
Filming that one, yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
it was one of his films.
I'm pretty sure it's called Runnings. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Do you ever see that other one he did, Uncle Buck?
Yeah, I saw Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck's good.
Yeah, that was a crazy film.
He did an,
Really spat me out when I was a
He,
kid.
he did,
I know,
he did one with Steve Martin called
it's-
The Trains, Planes and
yeah, I was
Automobiles.
about to say that.
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
a
you
really
need
good
to watch that one. It's really good.
it's
They
got
work
that-
well together.
Yeah, it's got that classic bit where they go between two trucks. And
Yeah.
like shitting themselves.
It's basically a comedy road film starring John Candy and Steve Martin. I think it's Steve Martin.
Sort of.
Is it Steve
a guy
Martin?
misses his plane, another guy's driving to somewhere. Let's get a lift, and then two guys that are completely different.
But they just don't get on.
Because they're two kings of comedy from that time. Like Steve Martin was.
It was Steve Martin, wasn't it?
Yeah, Steve
Yeah,
Martin at that time was. Yeah, he's one of the greats.
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme, get on up.
Bobsleigh
Bobsleigh
time.
yeah.
What was the other thing? There was another.
That guy had his egg. And he's carrying his
Yeah,
egg.
Sanka's egg.
Lucky
His
egg.
lucky egg. And yeah, but what was it? He used to get. It was because he had the little weedy kid. He was always falling out with like the butchy guy.
Yeah.
And then they all had a beer, and then they were getting along. And he was like trying to make him become a man or whatever. And he was like, "Look in the mirror. What do you see?" I was like, "I see a what was it? I see a badass mother." Who? Oh fuck! Oh, it was hilarious, but I'm probably not doing it injustice anyway. So I shut up. But yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it again at some point probably. Although I don't really watch
Well,
films
just
anymore.
to help you rehearse your quotes, so you can pull them out.
That's the only
You
quiz I
should.
have. In fact, I don't have like. It's just as well we talked about. Someone brought up Jamaican bobsleigh team because it might even be me, but whoever did, well done, because that's the only quiz I have.
I can't remember how it popped into conversation now, but
Oh well, I started with a Jamaican accent, and then I think someone said
and then it descended,
bobsleigh team
Ascended,
ascended. Okay, yeah, ascended,
elevated,
escalated,
evolved.
grew.
matured.
Sure, go Jay.
Became.
Oh,
That's a bit. That's not necessarily implying a forward progression.
it's quite
okay.
aloof.
Yeah, okay,
Well, I
okay.
think that
became.
works more. More profound.
Ascended. Did I
That's
s-
already
okay,
been-
Yeah,
Yes.
you've already done that one.
Okay. Lifted.
Have we not had that one already?
No. That's an original.
Okay.
Kind of.
Progressed.
Technically, we haven't had it.
True. Climbed.
Sword. Yeah, let's cook off the mark on that one.
Reverse abseiled.
Wings I can fly.
Reverse abseiled.
Spelunked.
Booga can believe he could touch the sky. Spelunking, no. What are you on about spelunking? What about climbing or progressing?
Yeah,
Spelunking
going
said
upward.
progress.
Yeah. That one's gone.
Right, it has.
It's your turn again.
Yeah. I was brainstorming.
No, we gotta. You can't brainstorm. So it's
No, who says I can't brainstorm?
me. I'm making the rules up as I go.
Oh, okay then. Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna sing R. Kelly for you. What do you think?
Oh, don't sing R. Kelly to me.
Touch the
Yeah,
sky.
that's
Don't sing R. Kelly. It's not going to help. It's
Thinks
not
about it
conducive.
every night and day. Booga will spread his wings and think of a word.
This is
He
prohibiting.
believes he can soar. Oh, that's why I'm singing R. Kelly, because I just said sword, and it's got sword in the lyrics. You see,
yeah.
Well remembered.
See you coming
running
through
through
that
that open door. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet there's deeper meanings to those lyrics.
I just,
Too much to.
No, I just whenever somebody mentions R. Kelly, it just reminds me of his series opera Midget in the Closet, which I watched
Midget in the
part of,
Closet.
and it just you can't unwatch it.
You ever know that one scene that I think that we've all seen in the kitchen when the
The
Midget is
pie.
actually in the closet with the pie and all that? That was TV gold, man. As much as he is probably taking it seriously and he's an idiot, TV gold.
It was funny. That bit was funny, but it was just ridiculous and totally bombastic.
Totally fantastic.
Yes.
So however the rest of it went, I have no idea. Shabba. That was most of it, wasn't it? The rest of it pretty much accounted for. Shabba.
Oh, here he goes. He's going to attempt this
Oh,
craziness.
yeah. Up he goes.
What the fuck's going on there?
Well, this is a little secret down here that you'll see in a second now. I'll cock it up though. I should have done the bomb there.
Was he trying to figure out where like the one tiny little bit that you could actually
Yeah.
shoot through is?
But because you have to lay the bomb first and then drop down so that you unlock the screen that the bomb reaches in time, sort of business. So yeah, it's a bit of a bitch, but yeah, that's what was good about this game, the amount of false blocks that were in it, where you walk on a block and it disappeared, and the area you would just spend ages getting to, you just ended up right back at the start. You're like,
Yeah.
fucking hell, it's like, at least I know that now, but then you get past that and there's another one. It's like, yeah, they're the real trolling parts.
It's like a glorified game of snakes and fucking ladders, essentially.
In a sense, but it's got to troll you some way. It's got to give you the old
Hefo.
It does it well, and it doesn't make it annoying.
yeah, and repetitive.
Yeah, there's no
There we
repetitiveness.
go. He's nailed it.
Yes.
This bit's solid though, really solid. It's all about rationing your bombs and making sure that you can do the same as before, like lay a bomb. And
Background's so goddamn fucking trippy. Everything's fucking constantly moving and that. That's a lot to take in.
Yeah, all those games are like that though. I mean, so much going
Oh,
on.
yeah, it's just an irritating bit.
Yeah, you couldn't do it without the
Super bombs.
well, yeah, the super.
Oh shit,
but
yeah, there's
without-
this bit as well.
Without the ice gun and that. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
those guys are fucking.
All the health tanks.
Yeah, the health tanks you need. I think the Varia suit as well makes lava a little less brutal. But he made it. I think there's extra
Oh yeah, there's a bit underneath there.
extra area.
Sneaking past the lava. Oh, and you get those specs.
Oh yeah, the X-ray vision.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see, I never even got that far on this playthrough.
Oh really?
Yeah, I got as
man.
far as just before the grappling hook. And
Ah.
yeah, the X-ray vision, man. Fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they were really cool. You right there, Rotan?
Yeah, he's good.
Still with us? Still with us?
Yeah, no, dog was just spazzing out. You should have seen it. I've never seen it. You know where dogs have dreams and that.
Yeah.
And they
Just
did the
like
legs and go
dancing in
away.
his sleep.
Yeah, but no, that was beyond. That was like epileptic fit level. So I woke him up a bit. It was just like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's doing chasing his first.
I wasn't chasing. I was like, I don't even know what to say. That was.
Our dogs used to do it, man. I they used to kind of just spaz out in their sleep.
Oh,
Quite funny.
here we go. Here's a moment for these. Yeah,
Oh,
invisible
piss.
blocks. And you have to sort of to get that other missile. You would have to do that whole circuit again to get back round.
Did you bother?
No, for yeah, just
Are those like? Is that just like 5 loads of missiles or something? Yeah.
yeah. So
Can't you
it adds
super bomb
to
that?
your bank? You can then collect.
Oh, right, it
missiles
makes
up
your
to
capacity
45.
bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty cool.
every 5.
It's very cool.
Yeah, I mean the rockets are the only ones really. Super bombs, I don't get why they give you so many because they don't work against bosses.
Do they not?
No, they don't work against bosses. They work against everything on a screen. Like it will decimate everything on a screen, but yeah, bosses just nothing. The super missiles are the best for bosses. They're like a proper power shot.
Oh, they're heavy. They're heavy.
Fucking machine gun them at them, and then they're pretty messed up. But they don't really give you enough in the game to do mega damage.
No, it does balance it out quite nicely.
Yeah, it's the main missiles that you get. Like I think you can get up to like 150 in your bank. So that is just wow.
Yeah, it is the only icon that accepts triple figures.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the place with the really funky music?
Play that funky music, white boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking lush. Yeah, this will stay with me till the day I die. The memories of this game.
Oh God, yeah, that was something I saw actually. Jesus
You
Christ.
saw Jesus
I saw it.
in toast,
I am
in your
one,
coffee,
I am one with Jesus.
in your Nutella,
I am.
in the lime scale in your kettle.
I am Noah.
You are Noah.
No, not really.
Okay. So
could be
you've
Noah.
only got one dog so far, so you're not obviously organising all that well.
But wow, I'm a modest Noah.
A modest Noah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, no, this isn't
You
the
mean
point.
lazy Noah?
This isn't the point. Anyway.
Explain a modest Noah.
I don't need to. You're taking me off track.
Taking.
Look, this is something I saw. That I was thoroughly.
Where did you see it in your tea leaves?
I saw it in my tea leaves. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was in I don't know, English breakfast. Which you don't even really get in your tea leaves, but I suppose you could take it out of the packet.
I just
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to
I
make
was
a.
about to say.
I just want to make a
This
note
is
here.
a
It's like,
beautiful moment
this
in
is
game physics.
this is so.
Because you could have done this at any point prior to this moment, bounce off walls like this. But the knowledge of it, obviously, you don't have until you get to this point. But
And you don't necessarily. Well, no. Do you have to stumble across this? But you actually do.
no, yeah, you can do it. You can do it beforehand. I've done it before, like replaying the game. But obviously, you have. It'll only work in certain widths of like areas. If it's too wide, you won't make the jump, and you just lose. You lose the momentum. But yeah, I just think that's really freaking sweet way. I like when you get further in the game, you unlock those somersault moves. What were they called? I can't remember. You can jump in the air and you like flip around. It's like a special move, and then you can keep charging it so you can fly. You can just spin it
Oh
around.
shit! Yeah. So you double tap and it kind of like
Yeah.
it shoots out those.
Well, you get like the first stage, and you can like just do like a flying thing, but then you get an upgrade to it, so you can actually hurt things, and yeah, you just like do.
Yeah, that was
zap
amazing.
around.
I've completely forgot about that.
Is he on another bus? We lost picture.
I do want to make another point about those little green dudes though, who are awesome and teach you how to wall jump. Is that sadly at the end of the game, when the planet blows up, they die. They
yeah.
die.
They die.
Just take a moment.
And that
take a moment to kind of
A little later.
pay our respects to those
take
dudes.
note, to take a moment
Yeah,
to
'cause if it
think
wasn't-
about it, to take a moment to take note.
Yeah, to take note. But without them, you would not have been able to jump up that.
And there's that bird thing that does the running.
Yeah, the underground flamingo.
Yeah, a little later. I just can't get my head around how Sony Vegas can't render that specific bit, because that wasn't a boss where I was
nowhere
at there.
near.
I was very far away from a boss. I can't think what's caused that to not
Check with the
render.
yeah. Check if it's happening at any regular times throughout. I'd say it's the first point, just in case that.
Fuck knows.
Oh well, he's out. He's up.
Joe,
Ah, see, another awesome move.
did you want to hear what I had to say about the travesty?
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah.
Sorry for interjecting
Traverse,
it. Yeah.
Travesty.
Something you read in your tea leaves.
Let's traverse the travesty and trounce the issue. Okay. Yeah. Is it the X Factor? Yeah, it's the X Factor, the Simon Cowell thing, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Well, yeah, that or Britain's Got Talent.
I'm pretty sure it's the one with the big X. That's been made into a Broadway show.
Oh, here's the flamingo. Yeah, it's what? Hang on, sorry.
Yeah, it took you a
Like-
while to digest that, didn't it?
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me though. They've made like Jerry Springer into a Broadway show.
Even though Jerry
was
Springer,
awesome.
Jerry
That was-
Springer makes sense.
that was really
there's
good.
There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of stuff going on. Jerry was his own little mini Jesus.
Look how much drama and bloody shit they try and push into it, and the stories and the backgrounds of people, and the great struggle to fame. Where it's like, well, no, you just kind of.
Oh, I don't know. I can't see it like that. Like, Jerry Springer.
It is a big theatre.
Jerry Springer,
What it is.
like it was the personality. He was a little superstar.
Are we talking about Jerry Springer the musical? Well, Jerry Springer the musical was actually called out Jesus on stage for him to come out the closet.
Wasn't it? And he called out the devil. So.
Yeah, it was basically Jerry Springer was actually just a format in the musical where they could actually bring Jesus on and call him out as being homosexual.
What? But,
No, that's what if you've seen Jerry Springer the musical.
no, I've only seen snippets.
Well, that's the main issue that appears throughout the musical. It's really well done, and that was the
is
big
why it was
controversial
such-
point
yeah.
about it. And loads of people didn't want it to air on television.
Well, I doubt they're going to have Jesus on the X Factor. Anyway, the point is that they're making an X Factor Broadway.
Yeah, that's not what he was saying.
That's not okay. Then to original point, they're making X Factor Broadway spectacle.
Yeah, it's going to be a travesty.
Yeah, well, of course, but people will still go watch it.
Yeah, but
because
who's going to pay to go see that?
Well, whoever's going to play Simon Cowell is going to be wearing a square wig painted orange and wearing his trousers up to his fucking armpits.
The guy playing Simon Cowell looks pretty odd.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, like Simon Cowell.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, at least it's accurate. Did you stumble upon this, or did you actually go swimming for this information?
No, it came up on a fucking YouTube ad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You watched those?
Yeah?
Okay.
Why not? I don't watch them all the way through. Just sometimes I'll skip unless it's something really
yeah,
cool.
it depends if it catches you within the first couple of seconds. That's what those ads are about.
We don't all use ad blocker. Mr. High and Mighty over there.
What?
You heard? Mr. Ad blocker. Mr. I'm above it.
Well,
I'm above the law.
I just don't want to be.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be bombarded with that advertising on wherever I go. It's ad blocker's really good for taking out the
Guff.
yeah, just the guff that fills up most of the screen when you're on YouTube. And
Yeah, but
stuff,
aren't
like
you
your
getting-
static
Do you want
adverts.
your penis enlarged?
Yeah, it is like you keep seeing ones about meeting hot women in your area and kind of like
Russian
fitness
girls
regimes
dying
and
to
stuff.
meet you.
Yeah, it's just absolute
Local
bullshit.
slags in your area.
Yeah, like,
Just ready for it right now.
You know,
It's
Yeah, I love how they've degraded to that point where it's like, yeah, it was like, there's pretty Russians, get these pretty Russians.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that's it.
there's
That's
slags that need
local
sex.
slags.
Do you want to just give the slags sex because it's probably quite easy? It's like
you might
lowest
as well
common
just say,
denominator.
here are some women, use them.
yeah, well,
Come here.
this is the way they make it sound though. It's like, oh, just 2 doors down, mate. Local slags waiting for it. But
I think they upped the
in
game again
reality,
since that. Now it's like old slags. It's like
Yeah,
mature
yeah.
slags needing it as well now. But it's a bit. Hang on. But see, now you use those ad blockers. X Factor, the Broadway musical, would have gone by and you would have missed it if it wasn't for me
I
because
don't-
you've got your ad blocker on.
I fail to see how it's enriched my life. There are some adverts I watch. I don't have.
Rubbish. You're gonna go in. I mean, you're gonna fucking pre-order 2 front row seats for just for you, so you can like
lounge
up, like lord it up, be like, yeah, look, I am such a Simon Cowell fan. I've even bought 2 seats just for myself to really enjoy this.
Well, I'm going to have 1 seat either side of me for the Russian slags I'm going to order online from all the advertising I'll be watching.
I got another tidbit that you haven't got ad blocker. You might not have found out about.
Go on.
There's a new Michael Jackson album coming out.
Okay. I'm sure that would have been spread across YouTube at some point. That didn't involve advertising, but go ahead. That's.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how it rubs you guys. It rubs me the wrong way, but yeah. There's a new Michael Jackson album coming out. What was it called? It was called Excite or something. Oh shit, I can't remember. But yeah, basically, like they did with Tupac and all that sort of stuff. Just unreleased material
stuff that they found.
They found whatever. Fuck off. Yeah. But it's like the tune that they use for like the promo is like trappy as fuck. So like just like the boom, 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 like really big sub kits that drop. It's like Michael wouldn't have any of that. Like, what a travesty. I'm really fucking annoyed by it.
Unless he haphazardly invented trap in the studio and kind of listened through and like half made a tune and then came back the next day and was just like, what is this shit?
Well, yeah,
and just shelved it, and that became one of the rarities that they're now releasing.
His down-tempo, sort of slight, lovey songs still had a good beat and
his beats were always really fucking interesting.
He beatboxed a lot of his beats as well. Like he actually fucking did a lot of his beats from his voice. So
one of the amazing things about Michael though is, ignoring all the fucking crazy controversy and some of the stuff on the last album, he was one that never really because he was already the king of pop and he couldn't sell out. All his stuff stayed in a time capsule and was always perfect, but by releasing this stuff now, it's allowing his name to sink.
Oh man, his name's already been sunk as much as it could be.
No, ignoring all that controversy.
Okay.
I mean, just as a musician,
Well, yeah,
just for the music.
Not only does he's not around to have any sort of
say about it.
It'd be interesting to see who's actually making the money.
His family and affiliates.
That's probably not even his family. It's probably just the record company.
Well, he managed to win
publishers
the rights against Sony on that front, but it depends on if that was Sony that they've done it with, because
it could be
technically if it's just stuff, it might not. Well, it's not signed to any record label, so it's in the hands of the family. If it's just stuff he's recorded in his studio.
No, it's probably stuff that whatever studio probably like Warner or Universal like subsidiary or something
probably Warner
that owned the studio that this stuff was originally recorded in that was never used, so they probably got the rights to it. So yeah, I think that's kind of lame.
Oh
especially that it's trap.
It annoys me because
fucking trap.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of MJ.
Oh yeah,
but there's always someone trying to make money out of something, and
especially famous dead people.
Yeah.
There's always money to be made out of them.
Make a big deal about it being Michael or whatever, but it pisses me off in general, with Tupac and everything. The guy's fucking dead. Leave his work alone. He's done what he wanted to do. Or was it somebody? Oh yeah, I saw something really funny come up on my trending on the Book of Faces the other day. It was like
the Book of Faces.
Woman that owns a tooth of John Lennon is hoping to clone him. It's like, what? But anyway, just ignoring it. This is probably fucking ridiculous. But just
there you go, he's winding up.
but seriously, they're just if the man's dead and you own a tooth, but it's just you know what I mean? The moral and the ethical implications of even just saying something like that. I've got this dead guy's tooth, and yes, he might have been famous. A lot of people might have liked him. A lot of people might like him to come back.
But it doesn't
give you the right to clone him.
Where did you get this? Where did you get this information?
Someone's corpse and be I'm going to clone this old guy.
Some article that trended on Facebook.
That's the equivalent. It is disrespect to the thing, and it's not going to be John Lennon.
Yeah, but how accurate or real is this Because it could just be spurious shit that somebody's just misquoted or...
No, because I've seen a couple of things come about where people have something, I can't remember the recent one, it was a bit more widespread, the one I read about, and a bit more sort of well known, the thing that they had and wanted to clone. I think it might have been animal related, but yeah, they're all trying to do it. It's no different from Jurassic Park, is it, let's be honest? It's the concept of, we can sort of find a way to get the DNA of this and then clone it and then bring it back. But
their poses a moral and ethical quandary, though, right? Because we see animals as, for the most part, without sentience, without personality,
exactly.
we will clone animals willy-nilly, but we wouldn't clone ourselves because we see ourselves as so like snowflakey or whatever.
Well,
so like, we'd be like, John Lennon, Jon Snow, whatever. Can't bring them back. But if an alien wanted to clone us, they wouldn't think anything of it. That's mind-boggling, I think.
well, no, yeah, that's the thing, though. I mean, like, people generally accept that animals wouldn't be affected by anything like that, but we can't fucking understand if they do or not.
There are some people, groups of people out there who would have no qualms
Boss fight.
of cloning people
Combo.
due to kind of like knowledge of horrible experiments that have happened on human test subjects in the past. I mean, I know there's that kind of like almost globally accepted kind of rationale of kind of we kind of see animals with less sentience, but there are some harsh people out there as well that will happily test and splice up humans.
Oh yeah, but that's where the majority of like the underground testing has been done. Yeah, it's on humans, the extreme stuff.
No, it's wartime.
That's how you will get the results that you want. You know, an animal will only give you so many results if it's the thing is for the human. You know, the ultimate thing. Oh, he's going over. He's going over.
Oh, he's trying to push.
Yeah, he's running out missiles.
And you've gone invisible.
Get his rhythm. Here we go.
Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme.
Yeah, if you run out of missiles here, you're fucked, basically.
Yeah,
Summer's
he's nailing
time.
it. One more. Done.
Yes.
And then we get a blackout, I think.
Oh, no.
We get a rendering issue again.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is it when he...
Yeah,
Comes back
there's
up
no
to say hello.
flashing.
That was-
Here we
oh,
go.
here we go.
See, there's no flashing at this point. I can't. It just doesn't make any sense.
Way GG, blank screen. Hey. Wow, that's a bit of
You're
an
going to have to
anticlimax.
insert some silly white text or something.
What constitutes as silly white text? Like, does it have to like dance or like?
Yeah, why not? We
Jig?
can have it.
Yeah.
We can animate
Silly
it to
eyes,
dance.
googly eyes.
Yeah, he's a.
Yeah.
Silly.
Just a silly word with some eyes on it. It's generally...
What's a silly word?
interesting. A silly word.
You fucking falling at the first hurdle.
Clunge is a silly word.
Is that silly? Or is it kind of icky?
It is icky, but it's got a... It's
I would have just
a
said
silly word.
Right, I was
It's
expecting.
not
I
a
was,
serious word. I
was
wouldn't
a-
use it as a serious word. Would you?
no,
No, it's a silly word then, isn't it?
not necessarily. I didn't like that. I think that's the definition. I would thought you were going to be a smart aleck, and I was like, "What's a silly word? Silly."
Oh, well. I was actually trying to think outside the box. Curmudgeon. That's a silly word.
What does that mean?
I can't even remember. I know it is a word. This sounds really bad. I know it is a word.
It's probably not even a fucking word then, is
No,
it?
it is curmudgeon.
Yeah, it is a
Curmudgeon.
word.
I just can't exactly remember the definition of it.
Sounds like lies.
Well,
It's an honest
Google
word.
it.
You Google it.
No, you're the one sat next to the, the keys.
Alright, alright.
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from. See what you did there.
Touche.
You're welcome. Curmudgeon.
I'm sad to hear about Ultimate Warrior as well. The other
Yeah, I
day.
was just about to give a shout out to the legend at B,
Yeah. It's
but I think I think this is about the end. See ya.
yeah. Shout out to the Ultimate Warrior. Thought there was going to be more video.
The outro he's done.
Oh, sorry. We can talk over the outro anyway. We'll just extend it out. So yeah, Ultimate Warrior. Yeah, that was pretty gutting.
Yeah, a real shock given that he's just got into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That he was there in a suit like 2 days before or whatever.
Yeah. It's kind of. bit of disbelief about it. It's a bit.
Yeah, him, Macho Man Randy Savage were two of the greatest wrestlers that be.
What was that tag team called again?
Ultimate Maniacs.
Ultimate Maniacs.
Ultimate Coke Fiend Maniacs.
Oh yeah!
Steroids.
The Macho Man Randy Savage.
As showmen go, they were unrivaled.
Yeah,
Top
the
of
glory
their
days
game.
when wrestling was fucking silly.
Yeah, and the colours that they used in their
Oh,
clothing.
it's so neon, man.
Yeah,
oh, they
it's beautiful.
Rave.
Yeah, you don't get that anymore. It's like with everything, everything's gone very serious
Well,
and
it's just
full of
bald,
itself.
just
Well,
bald men in pants now.
When it got to the
effectively.
Attitude Era, it was very like baggy jeans and t-shirts.
It was
and,
all
like,
alternative and a bit
that's
more
it,
heavy
spikes.
metal.
New metal, yeah.
Yeah,
that was
that's
it.
it, new metal.
Limp Bizkit fucked it up for all of us.
Yeah,
yeah.
and Linkin Park and that lot.
Yeah, fuck
Oh
us.
well.
But,
Never mind.
yeah, exactly.
Alright, hang on. To wrap this up, to wrap up this this Sunday special, curmudgeon is not a silly word at all. It's a bad-tempered or surly person.
Oh,
There we go.
you curmudgeon.
You learn something new.
Yeah, you do. That was. It's still a silly word.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it's what you call a silly person, so technically it's
No.
a word for
I'll tell you a silly word.
Surly person.
a surly person. Never mind then.
Surly.
Well,
surly
you can say it's a surly word.
So surly is a silly word.
Silly word.
As is sploosh.